We are live. This is Thursday, October the 23rd, 2025, and we're excited to be here. It's a beautiful day. It's a bright day. It's a cool day. Um, and if you connect to the frequencies, the energies of what it feels like to be a good day, a beautiful day, you are in alignment. And alignment is alignment, and so you're in a good place. My name is Benny Ferguson. I channel the non-physical collective known as Abraham. I have been doing so for over a decade now, and we're just excited to be here, not just to support you, but to accelerate the process of growth and expansion. You can accelerate the process. You can speed up your growth and development. You can speed up and shorten the distance from breakthrough to breakthrough. You can speed up your ability to integrate the new information that comes in to your being. You can speed it up, but it requires certain things to be in place. And that gap is where we are choosing to play. For those who are ready. Hello, hello, hello. So, if you're new and you find value in this interaction, be sure to subscribe so that you are, and click the bell so that you're alerted when new content is uploaded and when we are going live in the future. If you would like to go deeper in your connection with us and with our community, be sure to check the description on how you can do that. And let's see, we've got a lot of cool things coming up. We've got opportunities coming up in the next couple of months as a pre-2026 offering that we did last year that we enjoyed, that we'll be giving more information on in the next week. So just be aware and be open for that. We want to support individuals in really getting clear and kicking off their 2026. So we're thinking about offering our private sessions at half price like we did last year, half investment. So just be on the lookout for that. Our topics for today are subtle shifts are the end of suffering. Subtle shifts are the end of suffering. Pain is not permanent. Use it as contrast. Pain is not permanent. Use it as contrast. Conscious creators, understand that your existence, your experience in this iteration of life on your plane of existence, we know it appears to be full of challenges. Individual, and to begin to think and feel individual, and to begin to think and feel and align yourself consciously with experiences that you actually desire. And that you continue to build the muscle in the way that you begin to see that it's not coincidence that you are creating. And when you understand that you are creating, you can see that I can break free from the consistent idea of lack and scarcity. I can break free from the consistent idea of poverty. I can break free from the consistent idea of dis-ease. I can break free from the consistent idea of war and conflict as an individual first, right? Just because you can see it outside of you doesn't mean it has to be true for you. We're talking about ideas. Ideas first, energy structures first, and they only become true for you if you believe them, believe in them, and they become dominant energy structures within your mind and body. So when you talk about suffering, and you talk about observing suffering, even now, when you look around your planet and you see what you perceive to be and what you define as suffering, there's a reason why levels of suffering can be observed in certain places, in certain regions, and that same level of certain of suffering, as you call it, or the degree is not experienced in other areas. There's a reason why you can observe levels of suffering and you have never experienced that degree of suffering yourself. How and why is that? And you're not asking these questions. You're not looking and you're not observing from a judgmental position. You're looking and observing from a unraveling the inner creative process position, unraveling manifestation and materialization of idea position, to see how it's possible that groups of people can believe in a certain fashion, to see how it's possible that groups of people can go from a certain type of experience and shift to another type of experience because the group mind led them in that direction. Group think, group belief took them from a certain level of experience to another level of experience. The collective of humanity, based in different demographics, has gone many times from high experience to not so great experience, back to higher experience, golden ages, if you will, depressions and recessions, if you will. If you understand those ideas, collectives, groups of individuals throughout time have experienced shifts in mindset as collectives, thus resulting in levels of experience by those collectives, by those groups, by those empires, by those countries, by those continents. So when you look at experience from that level, from the energetic position, and how the energetic mental position yields the physical manifestation, then you bring it home to you as an individual, and you begin to see how you can break free from the group mind and begin to think consciously as an individual, pure piece and parcel of source energy that each one is. And as you do that, you can see how groups of individuals can get caught in similar lines of thinking. Now, part of the reason is for this is that most of humanity has forgotten, now remembering that they are not separate, that in the truth of you and source, you are whole. But if you believe in separation and you believe in the external experience, the external more than you believe in the internal, then you are seeing yourself separate and you are reaching for connection. You are reaching for connection. You are doing things like proving your value. You're seeking acknowledgement and honor and respect to be given to you from outside sources. And when you are doing that, unconsciously, you are agreeing and believing in the mind, in the ideas that are presented, and aligning yourself with those ideas to forge connection that's rooted in low vibration. But you don't even know that. You don't even see it because your priority and you're seeing the power as being external to you, when the truth is, the truth of you in source is the infinite eternal power that you are right now at this moment covered over by your conditioning and your programming. And when you realize that, you no longer seek the external connections, and you begin to truly think consciously for yourself. And when you begin to do that, you begin to see how you can believe in health and well-being, even though family, friends, co-workers are experiencing dis-ease. And you can have that experience versus the group experience. you can begin to see how you can believe in an abundance of resources and finances and all of the potentials and possibilities that are available to you when you're no longer having or believing in any type of fear. And you can begin to have that experience that's different from the experience of everyone around you. Wow, things are always working out for you. Wow, you're always finding great opportunities. It's because you understand that that is the truth in higher vibration. And it has always been the truth, but your beliefs have closed the doors. The beliefs that you were carrying in alignment with the group mind that is rooted in low vibration, in fear, all of those doorways, all of those potentials were dark and you couldn't see them. The blinds were over your imaginative eyes that kept you from being able to see the possibilities, that kept you from being able to see the potentials that were always there. As a matter of fact, that others were able to exploit, that others were able to utilize to their benefit, but you couldn't see them. Suffering. Suffering, the end of suffering only requires subtle shifts. Subtle shifts in vibration. Subtle shifts in your mental frame. Subtle shifts in where you place your attention. Sure, that which you call challenges arise, but they don't have to just arise as a result of being in a low vibrational state. Challenges, you might identify a challenge as, oh, I don't understand this. I don't know how to do this yet. That may be a challenge for you. But those are always going to be in place as you expand and as you grow and as you set new intentions. All right? You may be experiencing an okay relationship right now with your children, but you want to elevate it to fantastic, to excellent, to a brilliant relationship with open communication and freely shared love without expectation. But you don't know what that looks like. You can, in your meditation, identify what it feels like, but you don't know what it looks like. So you're not clear yet on who you need to be in the picture. And that could be what you call a challenge. But it's not a challenge that's casting you into low vibration and frustration. It's a breaking point to the next level that you're excited to overcome because your growth and expansion hinges upon you overcoming that next hurdle. And every time you set a new intention that requires you to expand a little bit more, those are there. But again, it's not a low vibrational thing, it's an exciting thing. And on top of that, any resistance that you may be carrying to that growth and expansion begins to reveal itself. And that's not a frustrating thing either. That's an exciting thing. Because behind that resistance is greater power, greater personal power, greater, more expanded awareness. And every time you release fear, every time you release resistance, more of the light of your truth begins to flow through you, and more of your truth begins to reveal itself. Pain's not permanent. That which you are unhappy with right now in your experience, that which you are desiring to change or transform in your experience, that which you are experiencing that you know has been constant, repetitive, over months, over years, in whatever areas that you are considering right now, can be changed in a moment. First, thoughtfully and vibrationally in how you feel. How? By simply using it as contrast. The challenge that most have is that they continue over time, even though the experience is not happening in front of them, but they remember it. They reconnect it inside of their mind and body over and over and over again. And they feel the feeling of that experience over and over again for days, for weeks, for months, for years. And then they wonder why they keep coming in contact with the same type of experience. Sometimes with the same people, oftentimes with different people. The faces change, the locations change, but the circumstance continues to reveal itself, causing the individual to feel the exact same way every time. They keep aligning themselves with it because they keep remembering, rebuilding the experience on the inside. When all you have to do is use it as contrast. This happened. I would have never consciously chosen it. I understand now that I am creating. I understand my inner creative process. I understand the faculties of that process. So what do I need to do? I need to shift my attention. This happened in my experience. This is what I desire to have happen. This is what I desire to experience. As a result of this contrast, thank you, it has allowed me to get more clear on what I actually want and would intend. Now I place my attention here. And when you shift your attention consistently to that which you actually desire, shift your attention to your intention that you have created with a level of clarity in contrast to that which was undesired, you've changed everything. And when you hold your attention on your intention, your feeling state is always based on that which you are desiring, which what? Feels good. Which what? At the same time places you in alignment with other experiences that what? Feel good. And guess what you're not doing? You're no longer remembering, putting together that past experience, and you're no longer feeling and being in alignment with that past undesired experience. In doing that short process, you have shifted yourself out of a level of frequency into a new higher level of frequency in which that old undesired lower vibrational experience cannot, not just does not, but cannot exist because you are in a different level of vibration. When you have an undesired experience, think about as many undesired experiences as you can bring into your awareness right now that you've had in the past week or so. And think about how they feel. And now think about all of the beautiful experiences that you've had over the past week or so. And think about how they feel or felt. The lower vibrational experiences and the higher vibrational experiences exist on different planes of energy, exist on different planes of frequency. But you as an individual are bouncing in and out of the levels because of your inconsistency. And you're inconsistent because your attention is on the outside. Your attention is on the external, and you're reacting to the external. This happened, I feel great. This happened, I don't feel so great. This happened, ooh, I feel loved. This happened, I don't feel appreciated, and I'm frustrated or I'm angry. Forget the experience and look to the frequency that you're in. Look at your vibrational state. You're getting tossed in and out of vibrational states. You're getting tossed in and out of different levels of frequency. Which is why your physical experiences are high, low, high, low, high, low. When you really begin to understand this stuff, your goal is to be more and more consistent in your energy signature, your vibrational offering. And you do that in a myriad of ways by establishing higher vibrational intentions and holding your attention on them. No longer remembering past low vibrational experiences. What's the power in that? Right? There's so much talk about barriers, creating barriers to this, creating barriers for that, making sure people treat you a certain way, making sure you don't get taken advantage of. But those barriers hold your attention on that which you do not want. When you understand that everything is energy, everything is vibration, including you, that nothing is physical first, that the experience is not the cause of the experience, then establishing barriers and all those things carry no weight. What you want to do is to change where you're placing your attention, get yourself into a higher vibrational state where the past experience does not even exist, cannot exist, and do your best to keep yourself there. That's how you end your personal suffering. And the stronger you get, and the more people are influenced by your vibrational state because you have become stronger and more consistent in your offering, and you are feeling better and good and excited more times than not. And when you're walking through the store or you're walking through your home and your vibrational state affects those that you come in contact with, and their vibrational state, just because you're being who you are being, elevates just a little bit, within your presence has caused them to shift out of any suffering that they may be experiencing, because your presence has affected their vibrational state, and even the smallest fraction of elevating in vibrational state separates you from anything in a lower state. And as those who are aspiring to be powerful, conscious creators, you have to understand that. And as we said yesterday, and we think the day before, prove these things to yourself. Do not just trust and believe what we're saying or anybody else. Prove it to yourself. Because once you prove it to yourself via your experience, to the point where you know that the happenings are not coincidence, then the roots of your understanding and your awareness and your knowing and your certainty, they grow deep and they grow thick, so that the part of you that is existing and being on your physical plane can no longer be swayed or moved by that which is occurring externally. Because you have developed a strong foundation, strong roots in the truth that you are source, in the truth that you are creating, in the truth that the internal is first, in the truth that the external is not causative, and that all things are energy, all things are vibration. Everything starts as an energy structure, and if you play there, you are in the most powerful place when it comes to the creating of the experience for yourself as an individual. Focus on that first. Not focusing on changing the world, focus on that first. Your experience as an individual. Everything else that occurs is just icing on the cake. We're thankful and excited for each of you who have supported us with your presence in the creation of this interaction. Thankful for those of you who have found this recording and allowed us to be of support in that manner. These are exciting times. Those of you who are hanging out with us and spending time with us, each of you are on the verge. You're on the edge of true understanding. You're on the edge of a level of expanded awareness that allows next level truths into your being. We'll say this real quick. We've said it before. The more consistent you are, in your alignment, the more consistent you are at offering a higher vibration, a higher frequency, no matter how you do that. This is what you're not hearing. This is what we want you to understand. That this path that you're on is not without guide points and goalposts. This path that you're on is not without evidence that you are moving in the right direction. When you are consistent at holding a level of frequency, a level of vibration, we've said that. Focus on your vibrational expression. Focus on your vibrational expression without and before you begin to focus on anything you would like to manifest. For your vibrational expression colors and coats your experience as it comes in every present moment. Focus there first, not on anything you want to create. When you are consistent at holding a level of vibration, a higher level of vibration, for a long enough period of time, there's no set time frame, but what we're saying is, when you are consistent at it, there will be a point where truths of this higher level frequency that you have been consistently holding make their way into your being. And you will know when that happens, because there will be thoughts, there will be ideas, there will be, this is the truth for me, that make their way into your being that you know you haven't been exposed to before. That you know have never been a part of your being or your thought patterns. And this doesn't just happen one time. It happens every time you elevate. A little bit more, and you are consistent at it. Consistent at holding a frequency. Consistent at tapping into that frequency. When those truths reveal themselves to you, you know that you have made a new home. You have elevated just a little bit. Sometimes a lot, sometimes a little bit. But when they make their way in, and only you will know, that's how you know that your play and practice has not been in vain. That you are moving down the path of growth and expansion. That you are on a higher level trajectory. And here's the kicker. When you find that you have situated yourself in a higher frequency state, not only are you changed, but your experience externally has to change. It has to mirror the vibrational state that you're in. Now, does that free you from identifying resistance and inner conflict? No. What's going to happen is that new vibrational state that you have established yourself in comes as a caveat with that which is not born of that level of vibration now begins to bubble its way up into your awareness. Almost like you're heating up the water and the bubbles start to come up from the bottom of the pot or the pan. When you elevate to higher frequency, the water gets hot for low vibrational dominant ideas and beliefs that were not born of the new frequency. They begin to come up. Yes, you've been playing and practicing. Yes, you've been releasing resistance and releasing fears along the way. But when you elevate to a new level, those that are so far out of alignment with this new frequency, they can't handle it, and they begin to come up in your awareness. And sometimes you're surprised, wow, I didn't know that was there. I didn't know that was there. I thought I had released that. No, it was hidden. You couldn't see it. It hadn't been in your awareness, but because you elevated a little bit more, the heat brought that up. Thank you. You interact with it, you understand it, you give it gratitude and love, and you release it. And you continue along the path. If anyone has any questions or comments or anything, have anything that they would like to be discussed in the next few moments, just place it in the chat and we'll spend some time on that. Hello, everyone. Hey, Anna. Hey, Janet. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Anna says, question may be off topic, but my aunt just passed away on my birthday. All right. I no longer believe in coincidences. Do you have an insight on what this means? Feel like there is a hidden message here. Let's see. You said aunt passed away on your birthday. Could be. There could be a connection there, energetically, vibrationally. We would ask if there was any contact between the two of you that you are aware of, physically or non-physically, that you are aware of. But in the bigger picture, individual souls unconsciously know the time, when their time is done in this iteration of life, right? But so for it to be on your birthday could just be that that was the time, that their soul said, yes, this is the time. And at the same time, it could have been a coincidence also. Could have not been a coincidence. There could have been a greater meaning. We don't really have anything for that. What we would say, though, because we know Anna has been on this, at this process for a long time. We know that she is connected in many ways and in higher vibrational, deeper, whichever one you want to say, ways. Anna, connect with your aunt. If you ask us this question, we have no doubt that your aunt is present with you now because you have her in your awareness. In your meditation, call your aunt's name. Feel your aunt's presence as you did when she was here, present physically. Ask her. Ask her. And then be aware of the information from your aunt. Feel her presence when you call her name. And then ask her. Ask her if there was a reason or if it was just perfect timing for her. Ask her, is she okay? Ask her what her experience is now. Ask her what her perspective is now. And after you connect with her, send us an email and let us know what the conversation was like. Yeah. But she's present now. We don't know if you've had that level of communication with her, but she's present now. She's with you now. She loves you very much. But the power is in you connecting with her and knowing that you can. That's the power. That's the power. Awesome. Okay. She and I are not very close, but she recently reached out to me out of the blue and also wished me happy birthday a few hours before passing. Yes, that's what we wanted to hear. That's what we needed to know. Okay. So there was a vibrational connection. There was an energetic connection. And even though you, from your perspective, weren't very close, it's possible that your aunt was connected to you. And that's why she reached out before her transitioning. There we go. Excellent. Yes, and because the conversations are not had, this happens often. That there's a reaching out, that there's an attempt at connection before transition because individuals are sorting out their vibration, sorting out their energy, if you will. Excellent. Thank you for the comment and the question. But we still suggest that which we offered as a suggestion, we still suggest that as a way of building your muscle, knowing that you can connect with those loved ones and individuals. And it's not a guessing thing, right? It's not a guessing thing. Get yourself into a higher vibrational state. We know you understand that. Call your aunt's name and you will know her presence and see if you can perceive the interaction. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Anyone else? Awesome. Awesome. Well, once again, we are thankful, grateful, excited for each of you who have supported us in the creation of this interaction. We're thankful for those of you who have found this recording, allowing us to be of support in that manner. Look to the description for ways that you can connect. We are excited for each of you. We love you very much, and we will talk to you soon.